observes that the Federal Road Safety Commission is alleged to use its information processing center for warehousing data for driver's licenses and manipulating it to sideline and shortchange the state's boards of internal revenue and the Vehicle Inspection Office in the collection and usage of fees for processing driver's licenses. Worried that the Federal Road Safety Commission is reportedly controlling receiving accounts for driver's license fees, including those from driving school certification and driving history applications meant for foreign travel applications, the yearly revenue generated from rechargeable fees, which amounts to hundreds of billions of naira, is also allegedly unaccounted for by the Vehicle Inspection Office and the various states' boards of internal revenue. Disturbed that the processing of driver's licenses is unexplainably being delayed for upwards of 2 to 3 years after the biometric data capturing of applicants. Also disturbed that the huge debts the Federal Road Safety Commission owes Galaxy Blackbone Limited and other system consultants who are the network providers and maintainers of the biometric data capturing system are responsible for the system slowdown and the resultant long delay in the issuance of driver's licenses. Cognizant of the need to also clearly ascertain which public agency has the legal responsibility of designing, producing, and issuing a driver's license, the House resolves to set up an ad hoc committee to investigate operational issues related to driver's license issuance, revenue generation, and usage within the last 3 years, and report within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Right Honorable Speaker, my dear colleagues, I so move.
Second, do you want to second or you want to amend? No, let's get a seconder first. Amobi, Honorable Amobi.
Thank you, the People's Speaker. My honorable colleagues, my name remains Honorable Amobi Godwin Oga. I represent Nigerians through the good people of Isukwato and Umunnochi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to second a motion ably moved by my caucus leader of Labour Party. I so second. Thank you.
Any amendment? Yes, Architect.
I'm Honorable Muhammad Mukhtar. I'm Honorable Muhammad Mukhtar. Good luck. Roni Gwiwa Enkwashi Federal Constituency. I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, my amendment is on the prayer. I think that there is no need for an ad hoc committee since we have a committee on FRSC, that's Federal Road Safety Commission. So I believe that should be referred to that committee to handle the issue. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Miriam, do you want to second this amendment? Because I know you had the proposed amendment. You don't know about the amendment? No, I don't want you to second what you don't know. Let's get somebody who had. So any seconder, Honorable Dennis.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The person that proposed the amendment took it from my mouth. I want to second that amendment. I so second.
Those in support of this amendment should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Any seconder? Okay, we have taken, somebody has seconded the main motion, right? Yeah, somebody did. So those in support of this motion as amended should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. So this motion is referred to the Committee on Federal Road Safety for further legislative action. The 26th order of the day is a motion on the need to put modalities in place to facilitate tree planting within the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, standing in the name of Honorable Ahmed Shaba. Honorable Shaba is invited to move the motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, the respected colleagues. Mr. Speaker, my name is Honorable Dr. Ahmed Adamu Shaba. I am from Kwara State, and I represent the good people of Idumoro Party Federal Constituency. I rise this afternoon to move a motion need to put modalities in place to facilitate tree planting within the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Mr. Speaker, sir, the House note that tree planting is invaluable to human existence as its significance and the values are enormous, stemming beyond the beautification of the environment. The House notes that trees are essentially the livestock of humankind and other living organisms, as they have unconditional provided mankind with food and other necessity for human sustainability, such as shelter, medicine, and tools, among others. The House are aware that trees help to combat global warming by absorbing carbon dioxide, removing and storing carbon while releasing oxygen back to the air. They are also aware that tree planting helps to reduce wind speed in addition to cooling the trees, loss moisture, and they reflect heat upward from their leaves. They are also informed that trees help to prevent flooding, soil erosion by absorbing the rainy water and salt heat, and they reflect heat, and they reflect it upward, and thereby reducing the runoff and the sediment deposit after heavy storms. They are also informed that trees help to improve the air quality by intercepting and trapping dust and other pollutants from the air, in addition to provide useful barrier to harmful radiation from the sun. They are also cognizant that when surrounded by trees or taking part in the natural-based activities, streets and depressions, leaves can be significantly reduced. Mr. Speaker, sir, there are also stakeholders that without surrounding by trees or taking part in the natural-based activities, trees and the depressions levels can be significantly reduced. They also regret that tree planting culture is almost not existing within the Federal Capital Territory. A felling of trees has become habit, especially at building and other construction sites. There is concern that Federal Capital Territory has not shown any determination to promote the culture of tree planting, despite the popularized research that trees can reduce the temperature in a city by up to 7 degrees centigrade. Mr. Speaker, sir, the House is convinced that with the creation of awareness through the tree planting campaign, citizens will begin to see the enormous benefit in planting trees to improve the environment and the overall health of the city. Mr. Speaker, the House resolve mandate the Committee on Federal Capital Territory to interface with FCTA and the other relevant authorities to put policies in place to ensure massive tree planting to protect the environment within the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, I so move. Thank you very much.
Honorable Jaha, it is apparent that you are being distracted. Can you be able to tell us the last line of what he has just, because your attention was completely diverted, I could see.
Yes, sir. The last line it has to do with the prayers of the motion for the motion to be referred to the Committee on FCT, sir. Oh. To tell you I'm not distracted.
Well, if you say so. Any seconder? Honorable Tesser, I will yield the floor.
This one is working.
Go to the next.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Honorable Tese Ugbo. I represent Kwande Ushongo Federal Constituency of Benue State. I rise to move that this very important motion, I rise to second that this very important motion be passed. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Federal Capital Territory. Oh, and I've hit the governor. So sorry, please. Federal Capital Territory for further legislative action. The 27th order of the day is consideration of a bill for an act to establish Federal University of Mining and Geosciences, Jos Plateau State, to make comprehensive provision for its due management, administration, and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the bill was committed to the Committee of the Whole on Thursday, 28 February 2025. The leader will move for their consideration.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the bill for an act to establish Federal University of Mining and Geosciences, Jos Plateau State, to make comprehensive provisions.
Please can you find your seat?
For its due management, administration, and for related matters, SB 12, be considered by Committee of the Whole. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion for consideration of the bill SB 12 by the Committee of the Whole. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. The 28th order of the day is consideration of the report of the Committee on Population on a bill for an act to repeal the National Identity Management Commission Act 2007 and to provide for the establishment of a national identity database and the National Identity Management Commission and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Wednesday, 25th March 2025. Honorable Odimayo Okojimi John will move for its consideration.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable John has mandated me to
Please go ahead.
move. Francis Ejirogane Waivers, my name. I represent the entire people of Ugele North, Ugele South, and Udu. I'm from Delta State. I rise to move that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Population for a bill for an act to repeal the National Identity Management Commission Act 2007 and provide for establishment of National Identity Database and National Identity Management Commission and for related matters, HB 1281, and approve recommendations therein. I so move, Mr.
Any seconder, please? Honorable Miriam.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Miriam Odinaka Onoha. I represent Isi Alamba no Onimo, Okigwe Federal Constituency. I am from Imo State. This afternoon I rise to second the motion for the consideration of report as moved by my brother, Right Honorable Waiver. I so second. Thank you, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The 29th order of the day is consideration of two reports of the Committee on National Planning and Economic Development, standing in the name of Honorable Boyega Nasiru Isiaka. Honorable Isiaka will move for their consideration.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Boyega Isiaka. I represent the people of Yewa North Imekwa for Federal Constituency of Ogun State. And I rise this afternoon to move the motion that the House do consider the report of the Committee on National Planning and Economic Development on a bill for an act to repeal the National Planning Commission Act, CAP, NCC's Laws of the Federation 2004, and establish budget and national planning offices to ensure greater accountability and transparency in national planning and budget implementation and for related matters, and approve the recommendations therein. Secondly, is to move that the House do consider the report on the Committee of National Planning and Economic Development on a bill for an act to regulate the planning, preparation, passage, and execution of the budget of the Government of Federation and for related matters, HB 23, and approve the recommendations therein. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? The Leader of the Youth.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, the Inya Zazao, the real chairman of the youth. My name is Olamiju Ayodeji Alao Akala. I represent Nigerians starting from Ogumosho North, South, Orire Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from the Paysetter State, Oyo State. I rise this afternoon to second the motion as ably moved by my senior brother and leader, Honorable GNI. I so moved, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The 30th order of the day is consideration of the report of the Committees on Treaties, Protocols and Agreements, and Environment on a bill for an act to provide for the conservation and management of Nigeria's wildlife as required under the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, the Convention of Migratory Species of Wild Animals, and associated agreements and protocols, and the Convention on Biological Diversity, to which Nigeria is a party, and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Tuesday, 11th February 2025. Honorable Rabi Yusuf will move for its consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am Honorable Barrister Rabi Yusuf, a member representing Sumaila Take Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Treaties, Protocols and Agreements and the Environment on a bill for an act to provide for the conservation and the management of Nigerian wildlife as required under the Convention on International Trade and the Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, the Convention of Migratory Species of Wild Animals.
You are dangerously. I will not complete. I didn't say anything. I said dangerously. Please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the conventions and the associated agreements and the protocols and the Convention on Biological Diversity, to which Nigeria is a party, and for related matters, HB 1085, and approve the recommendation therein. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Any seconder? Honorable Umaru.
Thank you, Excellency. Right Honorable Speaker, my respected colleagues. Honorable Dr. Jeremiah Umuru, ACA is my name, and I represent the Akwanga Nasarawa Gowamba Federal Constituency. I am from Nasarawa State, Your Excellency. I stand to second the motion that the House do consider the reports as presented by Barrister Rabiu. I so second, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. The 31st order of the day is consideration of 3 reports of the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions. Standing in the name of Honorable Abiodun Isiaq Akilade, Honorable Akilade will move for their consideration.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Abiodun Isiaq Akilade is my own. Representing your South Ipoka Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker, I am from Ogun State. Mr. Speaker, I rise that this House
Order,
the
please.
report of the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions on a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Cap A12 Law of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to make provision for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture and Forestry, FICA, Yobe State, and for related matters HB 1023, and approve the recommendation therein. Mr. Speaker, I so move. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I also move that this House consider the report of the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions on a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Cap A12 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to make provision for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture and Forestry, Okudun, Boki Local Government Area, Cross River State, and for related matters HB 146, and approve the recommendations therein. And thirdly, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move that this House do consider the report of Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions on a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, Cap A12 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to make provision for establishment of Federal Institute of Fisheries Research, Bunumun Town, Tafa Balewa, Bauchi State, and for related matters HB 285, and approve the recommendation therein. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name remains Honorable Boniface Emerengwa. I rise to second the motion, heavily moved by our colleague Akilade. I say second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There is have it. Honorable colleagues, I have 1 or 2 announcements to make. The first one is coming from my humble self. It is in respect of our invitation for all APC members to attend APC National Summit. And the message reads as follows. This is to inform all members of the All Progressive Congress, APC, that the APC National Summit will take place tomorrow, Thursday, 22nd May 2024 at the State House Banquet Hall, Abuja. All members are expected to be seated by 1 p.m. ahead of the President's arrival by 2. Accreditation will begin by 11 a.m. to end by 12 noon at the National Assembly Library. Members are kindly enjoined to attend and be punctual. Second announcement is the inclusion of the name of Right Honorable Saidu Abdullahi as a member of the Harmonization Conference Committee on Tax Reform Bills. The last but not the least is an announcement on the composition of the ad hoc committee on Barrow Inland Port, a motion that we just passed today. And we have Honorable Saeed Musa Abdullahi as the chairman of the ad hoc committee, Honorable Ahmed Idris Wase, member, Honorable Alasa Adodogwa, Honorable Nicholas Mutu, Honorable Sadi Soli, Honorable James Abu Faleke, Honorable Mukhtar Ali Betera, Honorable Fred Abedi, Honorable Nnole Naji, Honorable Jonathan Gaza, Honorable Leke Abejide, Honorable Mohamed Bio, Honorable Dixon Takir, Honorable Abdullah Mahmudu, Honorable John Dafan, Honorable Miriam Unoa, Honorable Mary Ibikake, Honorable Tolu Shadipe, Honorable Blessing Amadi, Honorable Nnamdi Izechi. Members. Somebody is standing for him, okay. The 32nd order of the day is consideration of the report of the Committee on Science and Technology on a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal Institute of Technology, Ikpoba Oka, Edo State, charged with the responsibility, among other things, for the conduct of research into any branch of technological and management sciences courses and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Tuesday, 17th December 2024. Honorable Zanna will move for its consideration. Who is representing Honorable Zanna?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Murphy Osaro Omoruyi, representing all the people of Ego Ikpoba Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Edo State. I rise this afternoon to move that the Committee of the Whole consider the Committee on the Whole consider the Committee of Science and Technology a B for an act to provide for the establishment of Institute of Technology in Ikpoba, Edo State, charged with responsibility, amongst other things, for the conduct of research into any branch of technological and management sciences courses and for related matters, HB 636, and approve the recommendation therein. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? My brother, I have not seen your face for a while. Please, kindly second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Right Honorable Speaker, my name is Honorable Kelechi Nwogu. I'm from Rivers State, the treasure base of the nation, the Deputy Chairman, Agric. I represent the people of Echie Omoma Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion moved by my colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. The leader of the House, please can you move for the House to resolve to Committee of the Whole?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move that the House do resolve to Committee of the Whole to consider the reports as outlined in the order paper. I so move.
The Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that the House do resolve into Committee of the Whole. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. The House hereby resolves into the Committee of the Whole. This you give to the clerk. Clerk?
Most distinguished colleagues, the first report to be considered is that of Committee on Population. Oh, just from now. The first bill to be considered is that of Bill for an Act to establish Federal University of Mining and Geosciences, Jos Plateau State, to make comprehensive provision for its due management, administration, and for related matters. I invite the leader to give us 1 minute synopsis. We have a lot to consider today, so let's make it as quickly as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Julius Ihonvere, Owan Federal Constituency, Edo State. This is a bid to establish the Federal University of Mining and Geosciences in Jos. No place could be more appropriate at this time for this kind of institution. And I think the objectives of the university are very well spelled out for research and professional training, maintenance of developmental research, productive skills in engineering, scientific and allied professional disciplines. I think this is an institution that is required at this time, particularly as we're looking at alternative sources of revenue generation. I strongly encourage my colleagues to support this bill so that we can move forward. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. It's about time we increase capacity in the mining industry. Honorable colleagues, these clauses, the question is that clauses 1 to 29, the schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill be made part of this act. Clause 1 to 10. (10 to 15). 15 to 20. 20 to 25. 26 to 29. The shadows, explanatory memorandum, the long title of the bill. I encourage us to go through these bills, please, so that we don't have them coming back after we must have finished here. Most distinguished colleagues, the first report to be considered is that of Committee on Population on a bill for an act to repeal the National Identity Management Commission Act 2007 and provide for establishment of a national identity database and the National Identity Management Commission and for related matters. I invite Honorable Okunjimi John to give a synopsis of the bill. In his absence, I think the leader, the chair, Rules and Business will handle that.
Thank you, Chairman. The bill has 41 clauses, out of which 10 were amended. These are clauses 1, 2, 7, 15, 18, 19, 33, 34, 35, and 40. Is to address the challenges and limitations of the national identity and close the gap of incomplete and inaccurate national identity database. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Please, Sergeant at Arms, share this bill. If some people don't have it, make sure they have it. This is an attempt to ensure that we increase our data. You know, data is everything now in our country, in planning, and in everything that we do. So with this, we'll be able to achieve a whole lot of it, backed by legislative instruments. So the question is that clauses 1 to 41, the schedules and the explanatory memorandum, as well as the long title of the bill, be made part of this bill. Clause 1 to 10. Clause 1 to 10.
Clause 11 to 20. Clause 21 to 30. Because they are just returned, these ones are returned. Clause 31. Can you look at clause 31, page 21? Clause 31, page 21 on general offenses, with special focus on paragraph 2, subparagraph I. A person who contravenes subsection 1 is liable on conviction to imprisonment for a term of at least 1 year or a fine of at least 500,000. And where the person is an officer of the commission, to dismiss her from the service of the commission. So the question is 500,000 okay for an individual who manipulates our data, maybe who handles identity theft? Is it okay? Please, sir.
Mr. Chairman, respected colleagues, my name is Ahmed Idris, representing Wasai Federal Constituency. Mr. Chairman, respected colleagues, though it's not about the money, but about the message in terms of punitive, or the essence is to punish somebody who has done something like that. But considering the implication of the work, data is something that can be used in so many areas. And so somebody can also distort this data to make billions of naira. There's that possibility. Some may not be in that category. So I would rather propose that we make it to 2.5, sir, instead of 500,000. Because of the implication.
Yes. So any seconder to this proposition? Yes. Data is the new oil and gas, and we must protect it very well.
The Chair, Honorable Amidu Salijaji, representing Colonel Bagaji for Constituency from Zamfara State, rise to move the amendment moved by Honorable Idris Wasi.
Now, those in support of the amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So it is now 13, 2A, sub 1 as amended. Now, also look at 2. Notwithstanding the provisions of, that's on page 22, notwithstanding the provisions of subsection 2, a person who contravenes subsection 1, sub B and C, sub B and C, is liable to an additional fine of 50,000 for every contravention reported. I don't seem to understand this. And in the case of body corporate, 200,000 for every contravention reported. So is it after paying the 2.5 that we have listed now? That's an additional. What is justifying the additional?
Maybe, sir, we may have to have a better couching, but my understanding of this particular section is that just like when on arraignment, you hear count 1, count 2, count 3. Okay. That after the first charge, again, if you are found guilty of other offenses, you pay this figure of 50,000.
Which is lower than the first one.
Lower than the first one. Yes,
I agree with you. So in that case, we have to also move this one up.
Yes, sir.
Because the first one cannot be 2.5 and this one will be 50,000.
Thank you, sir.
So what is your proposition?
My proposition is to make it to 2 million.
2 million.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That will scare people away.
All right. Thank you. Can you off that mic, please? Honorable Victor Wokolo, can you second this?
I'm Honorable Victor Nwokolo, member representing Ika North East, Ika South Federal Constituency. I do rise to second the amendment as ably moved by Right Honorable Ahmed Wasi. I so second.
Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So it is now 31 as amended. Is it on the same 31? Okay.
For the individual, but we have not amended for the body corporate.
Very good.
In both instances.
Very good. So in the same proportion, can you now move that we amend the body corporate to come up, because there's a difference between the body corporate and individual. In the initial bill, body corporate was going for 2 million, while individual was going for 500, a difference of 1.5 million. So can you add 1.5 million to the proposal of Honorable Wase, which was 2.5 million, so we can make body corporate to be 4 million. Can you make that proposal? Twice? 5, okay.
I so move, 5 million.
Okay, any seconder? Any seconder? Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Akinade Abiodun is my name from Iwasa Federal Constituency. I'm from Ogun State. I hereby second the amendment that it should be 5 million naira for the corporate body. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So it is now 32 as amended. 33? Good. 34? $35? 36? Yes, please.
I have a little concern on page 32.
Page 32?
Yes, sir.
Page 32 or clause 32?
Clause 32 too, on page 22, sorry, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir. The powers to investigate. I don't know whether we are turning it into a law enforcement agency to say that the commission may investigate any complaint referred to it.
Where are you reading?
I'm reading.
For power to investigate number what?
Yes, sir. Part 8. Enforcement provisions. Our law enforcement agents are set with responsibility of investigation. And we make this agency now to be investigating, and they say any complaint given to it. I don't know how the utmost power and how it can be utilized, sir. So I'm worried with this particular provision. No, I'm saying that.
No, I think the investigation they're talking about is that if there's any suspicion that there's a foul play on their own motion without a complaint from outside, that they can investigate whether that document is real or not. Not the investigation as it's carried out by the police, but the internal investigation. No, you have any contrary opinion? Tell me. That's why we're here. Let's dissect it. Yes, he's still standing. Let him finish.
Okay. No, I'm okay.
Okay, you want to digest it more?
I'm just concerned because it depends on the person who is interpreting now. Tomorrow, instead of making referrals of criminal cases to the agencies, somebody can sit under this one to say, no, it's the commission that will conduct, and we may not have the expertise to ascertain and get to the root.
So, compliance with the bill,
Yes,
they are
sir.
saying the commission can investigate even if there's no motion, and they have reasonable cause to believe that there is an infringement of the provisions of this particular act, that they can investigate it.
Church in terms of having the plenary, but on conclusion or substantial establishment of a fact, it should be the responsibility of now our security agencies to carry on, whether DSS or the Nigerian police that will be that should handle. I don't want us to allow a room that tomorrow somebody will come and they misinterpret and hide under it.
Okay, I think let's hear from people. I think it's the language they use there. Maybe it's supposed to be an inquiry or something, not really with the word investigation. And this, we should read 32 in line with 33 to see that. Let's hear from you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I just want to draw the attention of the House to the fact that 32 is not one of those clauses that we are amending. It's just retained as it is. So it's not one of those that are being amended. Sir? Yes. So it's the ones on dark print that are being amended.
That's a good observation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That's a good observation. That restricts us to only the issues that have been asked for, because the court cannot grant you what has not been asked for. So, thank you for pointing to that direction. Okay, so 32 as amended? No, there's no amendment. 32 carried. 33? We have carried all these ones before. Yes. So 33 to 41. Shadows. The Plenary Memorandum. The long title of the bill. Most distinguished colleagues, the second report to be considered is that of Committee on National Planning and Economic Development on a bill for an act to repeal National Planning Commission Act, Cap N66, Laws of Federation of Nigeria, 2004, establish budget and national planning offices to ensure greater accountability and transparency in national planning and for related matters. And I invite Honorable Nasiru Isiaka to give the synopsis of this report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. This report is aimed at establishing a budget and national planning offices to ensure greater accountability and transparency in national planning and budget implementation. The bill is a significant step towards strengthening the national planning and budgeting process, which, as we all agree, is a major plank of fiscal management of our economy. And I therefore request and urge my colleagues to consider and pass the provisions which was duly looked at the report stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I like the way you presented this year report. Very well done. And also listen the members of the committee and what transpired during this section when you consider this particular bill. I can see Siak Ibrahim there, Jimo, Clement, Akumed, Regina, and all the rest of them. It's well done. I like the way you presented this. So, honorable colleagues, the question is that clauses 1 to 24, explanatory memorandum and the long title of the bill be made part of this particular legislative instrument. So I ask the question, clause 1 to 10. (11 to 20). 20 to 24. The explanatory memorandum, the long title of the bill. Most distinguished colleagues, the third report to be considered is that of Committee on National Planning. The bill for an act to regulate the planning, preparation, passage, and execution of the budget of the government of Federation and for related matters. I invite Honorable Isiake again to give the synopsis of the bill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This particular bill is aimed at regulating the content and planning of the budget preparation, passage, and implementation of the budget of the federal government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And it is with the objective of addressing critical issues that relates to national development planning and budget execution that are crucial for economic growth and development of our dear country. In other words, whereas the other one is the structure of the budget and budget department, this one is about the process of carrying out the budget such that the whole objective of economic growth and development and proper planning is executed. That is what this one is about. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Again, well prepared. The question is clauses 1 to 42, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill be made part of the legislative instrument. Clause 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 41, 42. Explanatory memorandum, the long title of the bill. The fourth report to be considered is that of Committee on Treaties, Protocol, and Agreements, and Environment on Bill for an Act to provide for the conservation and management of Nigerian wildlife as required under the Convention of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, the Convention of Migratory Species of Wild Animals, and associated agreement and protocols, and the Convention on Biological Diversity, to which Nigeria is a party, and for related matters. I invite Honorable Yusuf to give the synopsis of the bill. 1 minute. Honorable Yusuf? Okay, you want to do that?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name remains Honorable Tese Ubo. I represent Kwando Shango Federal Constituency of Benue State. Mr. Chair, this bill on the conservation and protection of wildlife and fauna in Nigeria is a very important bill that seeks to domesticate Nigeria's treaties and protocol for which we are a party, especially the CITES Treaty. The bill seeks to protect Nigeria as a hub for protection of all wildlife, animals, and for the forest cover in Nigeria. You may recall, Mr. Speaker, that Nigeria has become one of the weak links when it has to do with the trade, the illicit trade of wildlife and wild animals in Nigeria, like elephant, pangolins.
Ja, take the roll call. Take the roll call.
So Nigeria has become a hub for the trafficking of illicit trade in elephant dogs, pangolins, wild animals like monkeys and gorillas that we have left in Nigeria.
It's all right. You've made your point.
All right.
It's okay. Thank you. Honorable colleague, the question is clauses 1 to 75, the schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill be made part of this bill. Clause 1 to 20.
Carried.
20 to 40.
Carried.
40 to 70.
Carried.
71.
Carried.
72.
Carried.
73.
Carried.
74.
Carried.
75.
Carried.
The schedules.
Carried.
Explanatory memorandum.
Carried.
The long title of the bill.
Carried.
We have a couple of bills, but all of them are treaty clauses, and that will be done in a few minutes. So, honorable colleagues, the fifth report to be considered is that of Committee on Agricultural College and Institution, bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria to make provision for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture and Forestry, and FICA, Yobe State, and for related matters. Honorable Abiodun, are you in the house? Akinlade.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Akinlade Abiodun is my name, representing Wasat, we have for the consuls. Mr. Chairman, I'm from Ogun State. Mr. Chairman, this bill only seeks to amend the third schedule of the Principal Act by inserting the
name of the school.
The name of the school, that is the
Thank you.
Establishment of Federal College of Agriculture and Forestry, FICA, Yobe State. That is just to amend the third schedule. Mr. Chairman, by doing this, we will promote the agricultural education, enhance productivity and sustainability, and develop more capacity, and also improve agricultural productivity through practical skill and research, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Question is clauses 1 to 3, the schedules explanatory memorandum be made part of this bill. Clause 1 to 3, the schedules, explanatory memorandum, the long title of the bill.